Happy Tuesday, friends. Yes, I said Tuesday. It's not Monday. Yesterday was Monday. And we had a day off to commemorate Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday. Um, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was a phenomenal human being. He did a lot of great things for a lot of people, especially in the black community, and then also for poor people. He fought for the rights of poor people and fought for civil rights for black people who were discriminated against um, long ago. But we still remember him because he was a historical figure, a very important historical figure in the history of the United States. And I was thinking, sometimes I think about who are some of the most famous people I would want to have over for dinner. If I could name 3 people, he would be in my top 3. Well, one of the things that he said that I really appreciate is this: if I cannot do great things, I can do small things in a great way. You know, some of you are, well, you're all young, and you don't have very much control over what you do and when you do it. Most of the time, people are telling you what to do, right? Your adults, your parents tell you, when to go to bed and when it's time to eat, what you're going to eat. It's time to do homework. It's time to go take a bath. It's time to go to bed, right? All of that stuff your parents are telling you. At school, we tell you, hey, do your work. Hey, treat people well. Hey, take this test. And so many times we're telling you what to do. And so oftentimes, maybe you think, I don't really feel like I have very much say in what I do. And it's not really true. You have a lot of say in what you do. We tell you to do things because they're usually good for you. And we want you to make sure that you have the best education you can have. And so those are the things that we usually are telling you to do, right? Things that are going to be good for you. But when you have the opportunities to make choices for yourself, then that's when you want to do the little things that are great, that you do small things in a great way, right? For example, the way that you play, right? The way that you play with people on the playground, you play, but that's a small thing that you do, but you want to do that in a great way. What do I mean by that? Well, I mean that you treat people well while you're out there, that you share the ball or share the space with other people, that you speak kindly to other people as well. What about in the cafeteria? Doing small things in a great way. Well, that could mean something as simple as keeping your area clean for the cafeteria and for other people who are going to come sit where you are sitting. Maybe it might mean inviting somebody else to come be near you and have lunch with you, or just walking with someone who's having a hard time. Those are small things that you can do in a very great way. Those are things that probably won't get you famous, but that will have a lasting impact on people around you. So this week, we will continue taking our eye ready, speaking of small things and doing things in a great way. That could be one of those things, right? So we've talked about, I don't know if your teachers have talked to you about making growth. There's what we call typical growth and stretch growth. And when you make stretch growth, that means you're going above and beyond the work that you should be doing. So this week, let's strive to have a great week where we respect others, where we include others, and we take care of our campus. Got it? All right. I'll see you around.
In each classroom, there are many students with unique strengths and areas of need. In one classroom, there could be 17 students who are 2 or more grade levels below, 6 students 1 grade level below, and still 2 students on grade level. Each of these students needs goals that are challenging but attainable. With our growth model, the students in this classroom have different targets. Let's talk about typical growth. For our students who begin the year at a placement of mid, late, or above grade level on the iReady diagnostic, we expect to see growth of 21 points, 25 points for students who have a placement of early on grade level, 26 points for students with a placement of 1 grade level below, 27 points for students at 2 grade levels below, and 30 points for students who start the year with a placement of 3 or more levels below. Now let's discuss stretch growth. Think about stretch growth targets as being rigorous, yet attainable. For our students who begin the year at mid, late, or above level, 30 points. For students who are early on grade, 34 points. 35 points for students who are 1 grade level below, 43 points for students who are 2 grade levels below, and 55 points for students who start the year 3 or more grade levels below. Now let's dive even deeper. Alejandro and Nia both start the year 2 grade levels below. We know both students are capable of growing. However, if Alejandro continues to make typical growth, he may not grow enough to meet on-grade level standards. He will move in the right direction, but it will not be enough to get him where he needs to be. Nia has met her stretch growth goal for 1 year. She is still 1 grade level below, but she has made a lot of progress. When she meets her stretch growth goal the following year, she will have grown enough to be on grade level. But Alejandro and Nia both deserve goals that put them on a path to proficiency.
So I hope that little video was helpful for you in terms of your iReady and what kind of growth you need to make for stretch growth. So here's my assignment to you. Ask your teacher. Say, hey, maestra, maestro, Mr. or Mrs. So-and-so, what do I need to earn to achieve stretch growth? Like, what are the points that I need? Just like we saw in that video, right? That'll help you. And then you can set goals for yourself. You can say, well, if I need to earn 35 points, what am I going to do to achieve 35 points? So it's a conversation you're going to need to have with your teacher. So I encourage you to do that. All right? Go get it.
Hey there, Brunos and Brunettes. It's Bragtag Bruno here to have a little talk with you about the idea of respect. See, I had a question the other day from a student who came to one of my workouts, and they asked, hey, Bragtag Bruno, sometimes I'm at school and I feel like people don't respect me. And it made me kind of sad, you know. I thought, what would it be like to be at school and not feel like somebody respects you? So let's talk a little bit about what that might mean. You know, respect is the glue that holds your relationships together. You learn ways to be respectful and know what to do when somebody isn't respectful towards you. It's important in relationships to be respectful, you know. Here's why. So being respected is important to people in our lives when we're growing up. Respect means that you accept somebody for who they are, even when they're different from you, or you don't agree with them on something. Respect in your relationship builds feelings of trust and safety and well-being. And here at Bixby, we want to be about that. Respect doesn't have to come naturally either. It could be something that you learn how to do. Well, I'll tell you, when I was little, and didn't have these big muscles I have now, it felt like I didn't get respect from people. But what does that look like? What does it mean to be respected? Well, think about all the different situations in your life where you have to get along with other people. Does that sound familiar? Do you have to get along with people here at school? Yeah. What about in your classroom? Yep. Playground? Yep. Cafeteria? Yep. Rap? Yep. Kids club? Yep. All those places are situations in which you have to get along with other people. So, how do you know if there's respect in your relationships? Well, for one, you feel safe being around each other when there's respect. Also, you know it's okay for both of you to express who you are. And when you disagree, you listen to each other and be patient. And you certainly don't yell or talk over the top of each other. Neither of you are trying to control the other person's choices either. And you both talk openly about your needs and your wants. And you're willing to allow other people the space if they need it. And finally, you can both admit when you've made a mistake How about this week? We work on feeling safe around one another, letting people be who they are and accepting them, even if they're not necessarily our friends. What do you think? Are you down? Good. Do it.